English Listening Lab.
Hi, I'm Emma from the English Listening Lab.
Hi, I'm Jack, and I'm learning small talk in English.
Great, Jack. Today we are going to learn something very important in English. We will talk about some and any. Many learners get confused here, but don't worry. Today we will make it very simple.
Yes, I always mix them up. Sometimes I say I have any water, and it sounds wrong.
That's a very common mistake. Let's fix it step by step. First, think of it in a very simple way. Some usually means a small amount or a not exact number, and any also means a small amount or no limit, but we use it in different situations.
So they mean the same thing?
Good question. Yes and no. The meaning is similar, but the usage is different. Let's make it very clear. We use some mostly in positive sentences, and we use any mostly in negative sentences. Let's see simple examples. I say, I have some water. That means I have a little water, not a specific amount, just some.
Okay, so some is in positive sentences.
Exactly. Another example. There is some milk in the fridge, or I need some help. These are all positive ideas, nothing negative.
I understand. It feels more like something exists.
Yes, perfect way to think about it. Now let's go to any. We usually use any in negative sentences. For example, I don't have any water. This means zero water, not even a little.
So any is like nothing?
Yes, in negative sentences, it often means zero. Another example, there isn't any milk in the fridge, or I don't need any help. Okay, I think I see the pattern now. Positive equals some, negative equals any. Yes, that's the basic rule. Very good. But now let's make it more real. Imagine you are at home. You open your fridge. You see milk. You say, I have some milk. Now imagine the fridge is empty. You say, I don't have any milk. Same idea, different situation.
That makes it much easier. Real-life examples help a lot.
Exactly. English is not just grammar, it's real life. Now let's talk about questions. This is where learners get confused. Sometimes we use any in questions. For example, do you have any water? We don't say some here usually. We say any.
Why not some water?
Good question, because in general questions we are not sure. We are asking if it exists or not, so we use any. Another example, do you have any money? Is there any food left? We are checking availability.
Okay, so any is for asking in general. Yes, very good. Now let's compare all three together. Positive, I have some money. Negative, I don't have any money. Question, do you have any money? Wow, seeing them together makes it very clear. Exactly. Pattern learning is very powerful. Now let's do a small practice, Jack. Imagine you are in a shop. I will ask you, do you have milk? Do you have any milk? Perfect. Good job. Now say this. You have milk at home. I have some milk. Excellent. Now say you don't have milk. I don't have any milk. Very good. You are learning fast. Let's try another real situation. Imagine you are talking to a friend. You want to ask if they have time. What do you say? Do you have any time? Yes, perfect. Now imagine your friend says yes and they have time. You reply, I have some time. Great. And if you are busy? I don't have any time. Excellent. Now, Jack, tell me honestly, does it feel easier now? Yes, before it was confusing, but now I see a clear pattern. Some is positive, any is negative, and questions. That's right, and the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. One important tip: don't translate from your language too much. Think in English patterns. Just remember, positive, some, negative, any, questions, any, mostly. I will try to remember that pattern. Good, and don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Before we continue, try this small challenge in your mind. Say one sentence with some about your day today, and one sentence with any about something you don't have. Think about it carefully. I will try. I have some free time today. I don't have any homework. Perfect, Jack. That's exactly right. So now you already understand the basic foundation of some and any. This is the most important step. In the next part, we will make it more natural, especially in questions where English speakers sometimes use some in a polite way. That part surprises many learners, but for now, you already built a strong base.
All right, Jack. Now you already understand the basic rule: some in positive sentences, any in negative sentences, and any in questions. But now I want to show you something interesting, because in real English, native speakers don't always follow a simple rule.
Wait, so there's more?
Yes, but don't worry, it's actually very natural and useful. Let's start with questions. Normally we say, do you have any water? Is there any food? We use any because we are asking in general. But sometimes we use some in questions too.
Really? I thought that was wrong.
That's a very common thought, but listen carefully. We use some in questions when we are offering something or requesting politely. For example, imagine you are a waiter. You ask a customer, would you like some water? Not any water. We say some water.
Oh, because we are offering, not asking if it exists.
Exactly. We already expect the answer might be yes. We are being polite. Another example. Would you like some coffee? Do you want some help? These sound natural and friendly.
So, some makes it sound more polite?
Yes, very good. It sounds softer and more welcoming. Now compare these two sentences. Do you want any coffee? Would you like some coffee? Which one sounds nicer?
The second one, some coffee.
Correct. The first one sounds a little strange in normal conversation. Now let's go to real life. Imagine you go to a restaurant. The waiter says, would you like some water? You answer, yes, I would like some water. Now, if you are unsure and want to ask, do you have any juice?
Ah, I see the difference in real life now.
Good. Let's continue. Now I want to show you common mistakes learners make. Mistake 1. I want any water. That is wrong. We say, I want some water. That is correct, because it is a positive sentence.
Yes, I think I made that mistake before.
Very common. Mistake 2. Do you want some water in a normal question? That is not always wrong, but it depends. If you are offering, it is fine. If you are just asking generally, we usually say any.
So context matters.
Exactly. Context is everything. Now let's practice a little conversation. Imagine I am your friend. I come home. I say, I'm thirsty. What do you say?
Do you want some water?
Perfect. Very natural. Now I say, I don't know if I have water or not. What do you ask me?
Do you have any water?
Yes, excellent. Now another situation. You are in an office. Your boss looks tired. What do you say?
Do you need some help?
Very good. That sounds polite and professional. Now let's make it a bit harder. Imagine you are not sure if your friend has time. What do you ask?
Do you have any time?
Correct. Now imagine you already planned something nice for your friend. You want to invite them. What do you say?
Would you like some time to go out?
Perfect. That sounds natural and friendly. You are starting to feel the difference, right?
Yes. Before, I only thought grammar rules. Now I feel the meaning behind them.
That's the goal. Now one more important thing. In spoken English, some often makes things sound warmer. For example, I have some news. I met some friends today. I need some advice. These sound natural and soft.
So some is also used for friendly tone?
Yes, it makes speech feel less strict. Now compare, I have news. I have some news. The second one sounds more natural in conversation.
Interesting. I didn't know that small words change tone like that.
Yes, small words make a big difference. Now let's do a quick challenge, Jack. I will say a situation. You answer quickly. You are at home. You are hungry. What do you say?
I need some food.
Good. Now you are not sure if your friend has food.
Do you have any food?
Correct. Now you are politely offering tea.
Would you like some tea?
Excellent. You are improving very fast.
It feels more natural now. I don't have to think too much.
Yes, that's the point. You are moving from rules to fluency. Now just remember this simple idea. Any equals unknown, general, checking. Some equals positive, polite, friendly, offering. If you keep this in mind, you will avoid most mistakes.
I will practice this in daily life conversations.
Good idea. Try to notice it when you watch movies or talk to people. You will start hearing it everywhere.
All right, Jack. Now you already know the basic rules, and you also understand the polite use of some and any in questions. Now let's go one step further. We're going to make this feel natural in real, fast English conversations. Because in real life, people don't stop and think about grammar rules. They just speak.
Yes, that's my problem. In real conversations, I forget everything.
That's normal. So today, we will train your brain to use some and any automatically. Let's start with something very important. In everyday English, we also use words like someone, anyone, something, anything. These work the same way as some and any.
Oh, like somebody and anybody?
Exactly. Let's make it simple. We use someone, something in positive sentences. For example, there is someone at the door. I have something for you.
So it feels like some again, but with people or things.
Yes, perfect. Now we use anyone, anything in negative sentences and questions. For example, I don't know anyone here. Do you need anything?
Okay, same pattern again. That helps a lot.
Good. Now let's bring this into real-life situations. Imagine you are at work. You walk into the office. You ask, is there anyone here? That means you don't know if people are inside.
Yes, I might say that when I enter a room.
Exactly. Now imagine you are helping a colleague. You say, "Do you need anything?" Not something, because you are not sure.
I see. So anything is more general again.
Yes. Now let's make it more natural. Listen to this short conversation. A friend calls you. "Friend, I'm bored." You, "Do you want to do something?" Not anything here. We use something because we are offering an idea.
Ah, same idea as some in questions.
Exactly. You are connecting everything now. Now, let's talk about small talk in daily life. Imagine you meet someone new. You might say, "Do you know anyone here?" Or, "I don't know anyone in this city." These are very natural sentences.
Yes, I can use that when I travel.
Perfect. Now let's do a real-life fluency practice. Imagine this situation. You are at a small cafe. You are waiting for your friend. The waiter comes. What do you say if you are not sure about your order?
Do you have anything to eat?
Good. Now the waiter asks you, "Would you like something to drink?"
Yes, I would like something to drink.
Excellent. Now your friend arrives late and you are hungry. You say, "I need something to eat."
Yes, that's easy now.
Good. Now let's increase speed a little. I will give quick situations. You are in a new city. What do you say?
I don't know anyone here. Perfect. You are looking for help. Do you need anything? Good. Someone knocks on your door. There is someone at the door. Excellent. You are doing very well now. Now I want to show you something important. In fast English, native speakers often shorten ideas. For example, "Do you want something?" becomes "want something" in casual speech, or "Do you need anything?" becomes "need anything?" Really, that sounds very fast. Yes, and that's why listening practice is important. Now let's do a short story practice. Try to imagine this. You wake up in the morning. You go to the kitchen. You think, "I want something to drink." You open the fridge. You see nothing. You say, "I don't have anything to drink." Then your friend arrives. Friend asks, "Do you want something?" You say, "Yes, I want something." That feels like real-life conversation. Exactly. That's the goal. Now let's make you more confident. Jack, tell me 3 sentences quickly. 1 with something, 1 with anything, 1 with someone. Okay, I want something to eat. I don't have anything to do today. Someone is calling me. Perfect. Very natural. Now let's finish with one final real conversation. Imagine you meet a new coworker at lunch. Coworker says, "Do you know anyone here?" You say, "No, I don't know anyone here, but I want to meet someone." Coworker says, "Would you like something to eat?" You say, "Yes, I would like something small." Then you ask, "Do you need anything?" This feels like a full, real conversation now. Yes, and that's the important thing. Now you are not just learning grammar, you are using English naturally. So remember this simple idea. Some, someone, something, positive, polite, offering. Any, anyone, anything, negative, questions, unknown. And now you can speak without stopping to think too much. I feel much more confident now. I will try this in real conversations. Good, and don't worry about mistakes, just keep speaking. This is how fluency grows. All right, that's everything for today. Thanks for learning with us at English Listening Lab. Thank you, Emma. This was really helpful for me.
See you next time, and keep practicing English in your daily life.